Women at the dawn of the 20th century were impatient for the change that they were realizing in their own lives. Women are able to circulate ideas, they're meeting in clubs, they're getting more opportunities for formal education, and they're seeing themselves as fully formed adults, as citizens.
The fact that women lacked the right to vote in the 20th century was a totally antiquated phenomenon, and Harriet Stanton Blatch was determined to resolve that. Her vision is to bring working-class women into the suffrage movement and to link them to middle-class professional women. So she puts these two groups of people together in an organization that she calls the Equality League of Self-Supporting Women. Blatch sees this organization as a way to seize control of the New York movement, which had become quite paralyzed, and to move it forward.
The Equality League was open to any woman who earned her daily bread, Blatch said, from a cook to a mining engineer, and we have both of them. Affluent, married, her one daughter already grown, Blatch had never had to earn her own living. She was, she joked, the only parasite in the Equality League. But she believed wage-earning women were the key to finally winning the ballot.
You start to get a broader range of activists involved in the movement, and they know how to go out on strike. They know how to picket. And there's that willingness to be confrontational in order to win one's goals that then they bring to the suffrage movement.
It was a lesson learned from the Pankhursts. As Blatch told the New York World, the question of votes for women had to be pushed out of the parlor and into the streets.
We have ceased to put much energy into discussing the pros and cons of democracy with doubting women in the chimney corners, and have instead gone out on the street corner to appeal to men, to the voters.
Every hour spent perched atop a soapbox, being heckled by crowds and sometimes pelted with stones, heightened the movement's visibility and helped to broaden its base of support. Before long, an auxiliary organization called the Men's League for Women's Suffrage had been formed. Alliances with African-American women, members of the Equal Suffrage League of Brooklyn, broached. And high society women persuaded to lend not only their checkbooks, but also their considerable influence. By the fall of 1909, the cause had become actually fashionable. And when Blatch brought her friend, Emmeline Pankhurst, to the US for a lecture tour, the throngs at Carnegie Hall were such that more than 1,000 people had to be turned away. Mrs. Blatch's whole idea, one of her campaigners recalled, was that you must keep suffrage every minute before the public so that they're used to the idea and talk about it, whether they agree or disagree. I think she was quite right.